What's up, guys? It's Shaky. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's your favorite Shaky, because I shake. Get it? It's been a little bit since we've done a beginner-friendly video, and I wanted to do an ultra-beginner-friendly video. I feel like there are all these videos out there saying D&D 101, D&D for beginners, my videos included, but then referencing a lot of terms and a lot of things that new D&D players don't actually know. A lot of things that I take for granted. For example, what we're discussing in this video today, the dice. I know everything about these dice. New players do not. I, at one point, did not either and had to figure it out because I didn't have a video to tell me. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go through all the different dice that you're gonna need for D&D and what they do, how to read them. Why do you need all these different types of dice? So that's what we're gonna take a look at today. Boom. First, we're gonna start with the D4. It is the smallest dice. It is 4 sides, hence the D4. You read this dice by when you roll it, whatever is on the top of the pyramid. So as I'm holding it now, it would be the 1. This is, like I said, the smallest dice in D&D. It is used for small damage like daggers. Some spells do this. Some spells add this on, such as the Bless spell. You can add a D4 to ability checks that you make. Next, we have the most common dice that most people have seen other places, and that is the D6, your 6-sided die. So you might see these in games like Monopoly or Yahtzee, but this is exactly like that, just has numbers on it. These are most often used for damage rolls, things like short bows. They also are used with some bardic inspiration during the lower levels. This is most commonly used for any damage rolls. D8. This one has 8 sides on it. Just like the D6, it's rolled with whatever is on top is what you're going to take as your number rolled. These are often used for higher damage die and used in spells as well, and also, like I mentioned before, a higher tier of bardic inspiration. Most commonly you will see these with maybe long swords or healing spells like cure wounds. Also, I always remember this one because it looks like a dreidel. Next up, we have D10s. There are actually 2 D10s that you may get here, so there may be one like this with 2 numbers on it, or you may just get this one with 1 number of it. A lot of sets come in with both of these, and this is actually so it can help roll a percentile die. So if you were to roll both of these together, you would take the double number as the 10 spot, so the 30 would be the 30s, and then the 1 number as the 1 spot. So if I had a 30 and a 7, I would put it together to get a 37 out of 100 for a percentile die. Most often though, you will just be using this one. You could technically use the other one, just knock off the 0 on it, but this one will be used for damage die. So this is another higher tier for damage die that you'll be using. Usually as you start as a lower level, you're gonna be using a lot of the smaller die, but as you grow in your class and you gain bigger abilities, you will level up and get higher damage die so you can do more damage per turn. D12 looks like this. It's often confused with the D20. It looks kind of similar. Just note that the D12 one only has 12 faces, but 2, you can tell the difference because they have bigger faces on them. So this is for the highest damage rolls, often for bigger weapons, like maybe a great axe you'll use this for. It's also used in spells as well. I would say this is, in my experience, the least commonly rolled damage die. A lot of times, instead of doing a D12, you may find that some spells or abilities call for 2 D6s instead. There is a great website that I can actually share in the link below that will help you determine what your average roll would be per number of die or what die you have. The average for 2 D6, you would average a higher number than rolling just a D12. So if you feel like my buddy over there, they got a D12 for damage, I only have 2 D6, you're actually in a better spot because you are more likely to roll higher damage. So while this is nice, it's nice to have a big number to roll, it's actually more beneficial to have a bunch of smaller ones. And then the classic die that you are going to see with any TTRPG, for the most part, the D20. This one is the most often rolled die that you will use. 20 is what you want, 1 is what you don't want. 20, a lot of people call them nat 20s, natural 20s, just because it's a very exciting moment to roll the highest you could possibly roll. On the other end of the spectrum, if you roll a 1, critical failure is what it's called a lot of times. Some DMs may even homebrew that something bad happens if you roll a nat 1. However, that is up to your DM. This is going to be used for a lot of different checks. You're going to roll it for ability checks. You're going to roll it for your saving throws. You're going to roll it for weapon attacks. There are a lot of different cases that could call for this. Those are the 3 main ones that you're going to see. I don't think I've seen it ever associated with damage, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. So let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong and somebody knows of an instance it is used in damage. And then finally, a D100. We kind of talked about this earlier with the 2 10s that you could use, but you may come across an instance when you see a ball like this. This is a D100. It can be very hard to read. However, I was talking about with the statistics before, this is statistically more likely to give you a chance to roll every single number, whereas the 2d10s, you are going to average out more for those numbers in the middle than you would getting a 1 or 100. Not all tables play with this. You may not even ever see this again besides in this video, partly because, like I said, it is kind of hard to determine what is on the top since it is basically a ball. But I did want to just throw that in there so that you guys would get the chance to see all the different types that you could possibly see for dice. But overall, that is the rundown of all the dice that you may encounter and will encounter when playing D&D. The main one you have to remember is the D20. When in doubt, just ask your DM. Your DM is probably more than likely and willing to help you. I know it may feel silly to not know even what everybody else seems to take as common knowledge, but everybody was a beginner once and everybody was in your seat. Even if it may not seem like they were. I promise you, everyone has to start somewhere. So if you have any questions on how to use these dice, let me know in the comments below. Or if you want to see my dice collection, let me know as well. I have a whole bag and another bag. I love dice. I swear, the dice matters.
Your favorite design? Do you have a favorite design?
I love it. It's pink and sparkly, but it's my favorite because it always rolls well. I bring this to every single session that I am a DM. My friend, one of my players, she tries to steal it from me because she knows how well it rolls for me. But I love this dice so much. My favorite design, however, I have a couple of favorite designs, but right now, it's this one, because this one has a liquid core, and you can see it moving inside.
How many dice would you say you have for dice sets?
We don't need to answer that. Dice sets, I would gander, let's be modest, 40? That's not that bad.
Now how many actual dice are...
Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already, check out the D&D campaign that I'm in bi-weekly at Brewsnbuttonmashing. I play a barbarian, I hit things. Anyways, Shaky out. I'm so sorry. Oh god.
You okay?
Yes. I used the Shred app. Oh, I know the Shred app, and it tells you what to do. And I was supposed to be doing abs, but I just had a horrible leg workout. It was a good workout, but made me sore. And then it was like time to do abs. It was just fucking legs again. I was just doing legs again. It was the same thing.
Oh no.